You are listening to episode 252 of the Peaceful Mind Podcast. Welcome to the Peaceful Mind Podcast, a place for creating the peace of mind you need to be the best mom you are created by God to be. If you want to bring more balance, more joy, and more peace to your motherhood, this is the place for you. I'm your host, certified life coach and Catholic mom, Danielle Tienel. In the name of the Father, of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, let's get started. Right before we get started, I just want to jump in here with a reminder that if you are interested in joining my program 10% Healthier, that begins in just a few weeks, go ahead and visit danielletienel.com/health for more information and to see if there's any seats left. If physical health and well-being and an increase of satisfaction in that area is what you're looking for in the new year of 2025, be sure to check that out. Okay, and now to this week's episode. Hello and welcome. If you are seeking more peace and more peace of mind in your busy life, in your busy mom life, you've come to the right place. I want to talk today about making changes in your life. When you have things, when you look around and you're like, I'm wishing this would be different, you're really saying, I want things to change. And a lot of people, they might contemplate that for a minute and be like, I want things to change. But what I'm most interested in is helping you when that comes up in your life to know how, to be equipped with how, to understand the process of what it takes to change your life. And today in particular, I want to answer the question of how to make real, lasting life changes. And even if I don't know in particular, like the switch that you want to make, if I'm not even familiar with it, and let's just give an example. Let's say you wanted to go from like playing the piano, not playing the piano, to being someone who knows how to play, classical pieces. Like there are certain specific steps to that goal, to that change that you're looking for that I'm not going to address today, but I want to talk about the 3 steps that are crucial to have prior to you actually taking the actions, the specific actions on whatever big goal it is that you want, or the process of change that you want. And then when you take this proven 3-step process, this is what makes lasting changes to whatever you want changed in your life. I'm going to walk you through 3 essential steps that can help you go from feeling stuck to actually seeing the changes you've been hoping for. And this process is about transformation from the inside out. That's exactly what the whole point in my life coaching business and here on the podcast, that is actually the key. It's to take your eyes off of the outside and make a shift that begins within you, and then it radiates outward into the world around you. I developed this process from my own experiences as a mom because I have created so much change in my life. I have increased the satisfaction in the areas of my life, and then all my experience now as a coach in being certified in learning these specific tools to help you change, and as a person who has spent studying what it takes to make lasting change. And that is through what I learned through my church and through my faith principles. And then just reading and different growth and self-development books. And so as a combination of all of this, I'm distilling down into seeing that these 3 steps are crucial for you to have lasting change in your life, because it's not about fixing every external thing that's going on. It starts with the one thing, which is you. And again, inside, and your mind and emotional life. That's exactly where we're focusing on today. So let's walk through these 3 powerful steps together, step by step, and let's get started right away. The first one to long-lasting change in your life is we must come from a place of 100% self-worth. You must know that you are 100% worthy. This step in the process of change is crucial. Often when we look around at all the things we think are wrong in our lives, it's easy to feel like our soul, our person, us, that we are the problem. But what I want you to understand, something which is fundamental. You, the person, are not wrong. The things around you might be out of alignment, but your inherent worth is solid and unwavering. And often what I see that keeps people from making lasting change is they'll think of something that they want. They'll think, and usually it could be a big dream. It could be something that seems like out of reach or out of the norm of what you would usually, and you'd want to change to become that. But then if you're not really strong in your self-worth and who you are and who you come from, that you are a human that exists, that you're a child of God, that you are 100% loved and are just that worthy person because you are a human who exists and is, taking space up in this world, right? If you don't have that, then you're going to have thoughts like, I don't deserve this. I'm not capable of this. Other people, they have things that I don't. And so this is where we want to begin. We want to see that the things that feel off in our lives are simply reflections of areas that we might need to shift our thinking about, or we want to shift our habits within those areas. That's all. It's not that you're not worthy. Okay. So this understanding creates a strong foundation for you. If you are just I think about palm trees and how they're strong, what they uphold, what they withstand, I guess, when storms come and things like that. They are they're strong, but they're flexible. and we might be somebody who questions our self-worth on occasion, but I want you to see, is that just the bending of the tree? And I want you to bring your mind right back to what you know, that you are a beautiful, wonderful, perfect creation of God. And this strong foundation, right? When we want to we've decided we want change in our life, we want to approach change from a place of acceptance of ourselves, our strengths, our weaknesses, and we want to give ourselves compassion that we won't be perfect along the way and that we may not be great at everything, but that we can learn from our mistakes. Instead of coming from this place where you criticize and criticize you as a human, as a person. And so all that to say, for lasting change, this first step is necessary. You want to start from a place of 100% self-worth of whatever change you are about to embark on. The second step is all about gaining clarity. I call it resolutely seeking to understand. And what this means is really digging in to where you have held on to unhelpful thoughts, misunderstandings, or perspectives in your life that are no longer serving you. Think about the things you've convinced yourself that are true. Perhaps you believe you're always short on time, or that you have to do things a certain way in order for others to accept you. Right? This step of seeking understanding with an open heart, that this step asks you to shine a light on those thoughts. What is it that you believe about yourself and this change and the capabilities you have and what it will take to get there? And instead of continuing to believe maybe what you always have believed is possible, I want you to start exploring them with curiosity. So step 2 is to seek understanding of yourself and the change you're seeking with an open heart. Curiosity. Ask yourself, is this true? So when your brain says, you can't really do that, is that true? If your brain says, it'll be too hard, is that true? Does your brain tell you, like for step number 1, you're not worthy enough for this goal? You want to ask it, is that really true? Where did your belief, the one that's holding you back, where did it come from? And with just a little self-reflection, you're likely to discover that some of the beliefs that you held, that maybe you were told by somebody else, maybe you were, you read it in a certain book, maybe it was what your family always talked about, and so you think like that's how you need to believe too. It's likely you're to find some beliefs that you're holding that are actually casting shadows on your path forward. So it's making it a lot darker and harder for you to see your path forward because of those beliefs. And so by seeking understanding, you get to choose whether you want to hold on to those thoughts and beliefs or you want to let them go. Now, as I talk through this step, I want to say that can be hard to do on your own because you have been in your life and living your life and you're energetically connected to these people who are in your life, and you've got tasks to do, and we don't really take our own time to have like this self-reflection and to be able to uncover these beliefs. And I just want to let you know that is exactly why life coaches are here, what we're here for. That is exactly what I help, and what really works to help my mamas get to the goals they want is because they're doing this step on the regular. Because when you have a life coach and when you have committed to exploring what's going on inside your life and your thoughts and your emotional life and kind of seeing your actions and questioning these beliefs that you've held for a long time, this is what a coach helps you do, or at least that's what I do, right? And so that is just, again, an option if you are somebody who wants to make lasting change in your life. We need this step to seek understanding with an open heart and kind of reevaluate our beliefs and see what we want to start believing about ourselves and our lives going forward. And if you want help doing that, I just want to offer that coaching is a beautiful place to make sure that that's pretty much guaranteed that you will be doing. Okay, so step 1 is to start from a place of self-worth. Step 2 is to seek understanding with an open heart. Step 3 is to change your attitude, and then you will change your world. This step is about putting the insights that you've gained from, first we've got this foundational step, right? Like I am 100% worthy. I am worthy of all the dreams and desires of my heart and the changes in my life that I want to make. I am so worthy of this. And then I have uncovered some of the beliefs that's been holding me back. And so step 3 is where you then put these insights that you've gained in step 2, you start going into action by adjusting your attitude. And your attitude is those crucial internal things that must change for you to see external change. And that is what is going on inside your mind and how you are feeling on a daily basis, the feelings that are behind your actions that are actually having you make the changes. We want to adjust our attitude. And this is where the real transformation happens. Because when you shift your attitude, it's like changing the lens through which you see your life. For example, if you've been carrying around a belief that nothing ever works out for me, first of all, that pains me to think, and right away I'm challenging that. I'm like, really? Is that true? Nothing has ever worked out for you? I would probably beg to differ. As your coach, I would want to explore that and, again, challenge that belief. But imagine the freedom and possibilities that would open up to your life if you no longer believed that about yourself. If you replaced that attitude of nothing ever works out for me with an attitude of I'm open to things working out for me in unexpected ways. I'm going to lean towards I'm learning how to see how things do work out for me. That change of attitude, it does take practice, but that's the powerful, necessary step that will have you then taking action that is going to bring change into your life, and that change will be long lasting from this change of attitude. So let me do a little recap. To have lasting change in your life, it is key for you to know that you are not the problem. You might feel like there are so many things to fix, but your self-worth isn't up for debate. So we want to start by giving ourselves permission to stop looking at ourselves as wrong or broken. We want to step back and view ourselves as whole, even while you seek to improve your life. It's a perspective shift that will create a strong foundation, because lasting change can't come from a place of self-criticism. It has to come from a place of self-acceptance and love. In step 2 to lasting change, this is where we want to understand where things may be going wrong, and that is in our thinking or beliefs. And in here, we take a deep look at where certain thoughts or perceptions may be misaligned right now. And this is about observing those places where we have adopted limiting beliefs for ourselves or misperceptions, and that is what is keeping us feeling stuck. So for example, if you constantly feel overwhelmed by all your roles, this step would invite you to ask, what am I believing about myself? What am I believing about my responsibilities that are causing this stress? And identifying those underlining thoughts, it's like discovering the invisible strings that have been pulling and really kind of dictating the patterns in your life. So this self-awareness in step 2 is so powerful because it lets you shine light on what has now been casting a shadow on how to make these changes. And then last in step 3, just to wrap up, I just want you to know that we want to get into action and change, but we want to do the internal action first. And so this is where we get busy changing our attitudes, the ones that have been casting those shadows. So if you've been thinking I have to do everything perfectly, now's the time to replace that with a more compassionate, realistic belief like I'm allowed to do my best and let that be enough. So this step involves rewiring our attitudes and perspectives. And when we start showing up differently, not just for ourselves, but in the way we handle our relationships, our responsibilities, and even our setbacks, we now start to see real changes in our lives. So ultimately, the goal here is to make shifts that feel authentic and sustainable to ourselves. But it is about becoming a changed person first, so that the situations around you have no choice but to respond to the new, empowered version of yourself. Everyone, life is so full of opportunities to grow, right? Sometimes there are opportunities that we wouldn't have welcomed or asked for ourselves that God has, placed in our path. And all of that growth that we're after, it starts with us. I want you to know that no matter what you're facing, you have the power to change your life by changing how you relate to it from the inside. So as you go about your upcoming week, I want to invite you to practice these 3 steps. Remember, you're enough, you're worthy, and that real change is possible. As always, thank you for being here with me on the Peaceful Mind podcast. If you loved today's episode, please share it with a friend who might need some encouragement on their own journey. And if you're ready to dive deeper, don't forget to check out, first, I've got a new book out, The Divine Time Solution. And I also want to always invite you to come to a Back to Balance strategy call with me. I have this beautiful exercise that when I walk you through, it helps uncover some places in your life where you are out of balance so that you can have this kind of new perspective on what to put your focus on and time and energy. And it will make a difference in helping you get more clear on those goals and to help you then be able to take what you learned here today, and we're going to apply those steps to start seeing those changes unfold in your life. All right, everyone, until next week, have a beautiful rest of your week, and I'll see you next time. May peace be with you always. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode of the Peaceful Mind podcast. If you found value in today's episode, I'd be so grateful if you could subscribe and leave a review. It not only supports the podcast, but ensures you don't miss out on future episodes packed with insights and tools to create peace of mind in your busy mom life. And if you're of the Catholic faith like me or any Christian mom seeking to feel better in any area of your life and to show up more calm, connected, and confident, I can help. Become an empowered mom who knows how to bring about the changes you desire, no matter the circumstances. Whether you need one-on-one guidance to get there, prefer a group coaching program with like-minded women, or a self-study course, I've got you covered. Explore my private one-on-one packages, join my Busy to Balance group life coaching program, or delve into my signature course, Divine Time. To find out which path is right for you, let's meet and see what's the best fit. Schedule a free call with me at danielleteenel.com or send me a direct message on Facebook or Instagram at Danielle Teenel Coaching. And also, don't forget to get your copy of my book, The Cyclone Mom Method, How to Call on Your God-Given Power to Remain Calm, in control, and confident as a busy mom. Dive into the digital and bonus audio version when you go to book.danielleteenel.com/new-book. You'll find all the details in the show notes too. Until next time, peace be with you always.